Hi everybody, it's me, Jordan here, and today in certain states and county and local governments made a law that said there's no such thing as a free lunch. Now if you want to know what these law means, for example, some senator, I don't know, either federal or some state senator, thought that and made this statement claiming that there should be a law saying that children have to work for their food, saying there's no such thing as a free lunch. And everybody thought that this idiot was joking, that he was just being a creep. No, this asshole was for real. And some states decided to start doing this. Some states, county and local areas, had told public and private schools to deny children lunch if they can't afford it. Basically what they do is in some schools like actually threw the lunches out, gave the children an apple or a cheese sandwich, water and milk, and told them to sit down and eat. I mean, this is just sad. I mean, I thought that federal, state, county, and local funding went to schools so we could pay for children who couldn't afford to pay their own lunches. Oh, but apparently we all know that some states, county, and local governments, we all know that's not their priority. They're like, we already pay a lot of money for education. We shouldn't have to pay money for food. Okay, I get it. A school, no, first off, a school's not a damn restaurant. You know, restaurants can deny people food if they can't pay for it, but schools can't. I mean, come on. You're telling me that all the federal, state, county, and local taxes that people pay all year round to fund public and private schools for their education, and you're telling me they can't pay money to pay for lunches that children can't afford because their parents don't have enough money to pay them so they can pay for their food? That's pretty sad. You know, that is pretty sad. Oh, let's make education a terrible experience so we can single out people whose parents or whatever aren't well off. I mean, it's sad. Apparently now it's taught. So apparently the new mentality is, if you're poor, you're a piece of shit. Pretty sad. Okay. Now, some people are going to say, oh, this teaches the child discipline. And this don't teach nobody nothing. This just teaches people, it's just being creeps. That's all they are, being jerks. It's not like public and private schools have these big gourmet meals. It's not like they got really big meals. It's not like they're steaks or something. It's not like it's, you know, lobster. No, it's usually small hamburgers, stupid chicken, you know, or little chicken sandwiches, or something, you know, small, like fish sticks. It's not these big, giant meals that cost a lot of money. You know, I know how public and private schools cry about how they don't got enough money. Bullshit, they do. Okay? They just want to be creeps. And they just want to deny people. They're like, oh, you can't pay for this lunch? You don't got any lunch. Here's an apple. Here's water. There's milk. Get out of our face. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. Okay? You telling me that the states and the county and local governments can't fund this school's money from taxes so they can pay the school for the food that the children can't afford, okay? You tell me that they can't do that. Oh, we can pay money for the education, you know, for the supplies. We can pay them for all that stuff. We can fund them all that from the taxes, but we can't fund the cafeteria division's the money for food so children who can't afford to pay their food can still eat? Oh, of course not. This is how I think it goes down. Like, this is pretty sad. And if any governor of any state or territory, any chief executive or first commissioner of any county, and any mayor or first commissioner or first electman of any local area, or any senator or representative, either from either from state General Assembly, county or local council, or any representative from federal Congress, and if the president himself thinks it's a good thing, then they're all ignoramuses. Okay? This is basically what these states, county, and local governments are telling the schools to do, and those schools are reinforcing it. Because some assholes had to make a law saying there's no such thing as a free lunch. So of course they can't get, so the children can't afford, their parents can't afford to pay them so they can pay the school for the money, so the school's just going to deny them food. Give them little tiny food and then say go F themselves. Pretty sad. And if you're any senator, representative from state national assembly, any councilor from county or local council, and any first commissioner or any first commissioner or chief executive of any county, any governor of any state or territory, and any mayor, first selectman, or first commissioner who thinks this is right, then you don't deserve to be a politician, and you don't deserve to represent the people. Here's how it's like. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any money. My parents don't have that much money to pay for the food this month. Well, that's too bad. Food rejected. Here you go, Go-Go. Here's your apple. There's milk. You can have water. Go F yourself. Yeah, we can't afford to, I can't get for a free lunch because we have too much, it's just going to cost too much. I'm a great guy. I'm only following state and county and local laws. Oh, that's right. We can get funding for all the education, but we can't get funded for food. Pretty damn sad. Okay, and basically, and then the schools, they think they're great. People think, oh, you can't criticize schools. Oh, schools aren't fucking perfect, tell you that. And if any school thinks they're doing a good thing, they're not. I know how this would be like, and then they wonder why the students don't like being in school because of this now. How come you, Go-Go, how come you don't like being here? Because my parents don't have enough money, so I can't pay for the food, and you'll just throw it away. Or you'll just give me a little apple, maybe milk, and you'll make me go sit and everybody will laugh and point at me and say, oh, her family's not as well off. That's why I don't like being here. Education's a bad thing. School's a bad experience. Thanks a lot. So I support you, Jordan says. I support you, Michael Green. And I hope that your video gets on social media and video uploading websites everywhere. And I hope the assholes that made this law, and I hope the schools that did this, feel very ashamed of themselves. Very ashamed of themselves. And that's it. I'm Jordan. I'll see you later.